Hello and welcome to Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com. It's the PlayOnSports.com pregame show live from Sheldon Pleasant Grove Community Stadium in Elk Grove. I'm Ben Schneider with Marcus Zamzow on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Tonight's matchup features the visiting Elk Grove Thundering Herd against the host Sheldon Huskies. Elk Grove comes into tonight's action with an overall record of 3-0, while the home team Sheldon is 2-1 on the year. And Marcus, I've been covering Sac-Joaquin sports for about 5 years now. I've never been out to Sheldon High School. This is a big-time venue. We got a rivalry game here going on. Friday night underneath the lights. Everything's building up to be a classic game.
Yeah, absolutely. Sheldon's led by their quick senior running back, Curtis Janelle. He ripped off a 66-yard touchdown last week. They run a very balanced spread offense. Most of the spread teams go mostly pass. But the Sheldon Huskies, they tend to be more balanced. They have a little bit more run mixed in with that spread.
Officials are qualified and dedicated members of the NCOA. We thank them for their commitment to high school athletics.
Okay, so, and what else do you know about these teams? Coming in, Marcus.
Very familiar with Elk Grove. I used to coach over there, so I have a little bit of experience with the wing tee.
That's what they'll run?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Very, very run-heavy wing tee offense.
You see that a lot in high school. Vacaville, I know, runs it. A couple other schools run it. For the Thundering Herd, Elk Grove, I mentioned they're 3-0. They're led by Coach Chris Nixon out of the Delta Valley League. And for Sheldon, they are 2-1. They're led by Herbie Berry out of the Delta River League. So even though both these schools are in Elk Grove, they are in different divisions. So it's a classic rivalry game. Good crowd on hand. Got some sunset skyline in the background. It's really a great atmosphere here at the long name Sheldon Pleasant Grove Community Stadium. That's almost as long as Oakland Alameda County Coliseum back when that was the name of it. Captains coming out for tonight's ball game, getting ready for the coin toss. For Sheldon, captains Nolan Merker, Ben Olichkovich, also Taylor Olenslager, and I'm missing one more. That is 55, Kendall Haggard. Those are your captains for Sheldon. For Elk Grove, as soon as I can see past them, I'll give you their captains tonight. Looks like for Elk Grove, Robert Frazier is a captain. Also, Guy Scott Hall, Jamie Cruz, and Casey Whalen. So those are your 8 captains here as we get ready for our coin toss. We're minutes away from Sac-Joaquin football action underneath the lights. I want to welcome in the rest of our crew tonight. So we got Brian Hassler is our producer. Victor Adams is our cameraman today. And alongside Marcus Zamzow, I am Ben Schneider. Happy to have you with us here on the PlayOn High School Sports Network Sac-Joaquin Game of the Week. Looks like Elk Grove won, but they deferred to Sheldon. So Elk Grove will kick off to Sheldon. Sheldon will be defending the north end of the field as we get ready to go. Any closing thoughts before we wrap up the pregame show, Marcus?
It's going to be a tough game. There's 2 of the hardest hitting teams in the area. They're just going to be one of those rough nights. It should be a good turnout, good game.
That's going to do it for today's PlayOn.com pregame show. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a few minutes. Friday Night Football begins next on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. wait for Sheldon to get out there.
For Elk Grove, number 8, Justin Singh.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. We're ready. Yeah. And welcome back to Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com. Coming to you live from Elk Grove here at Sheldon Pleasant Grove Community Stadium. I'm Ben Schneider with Marcus Zamzow on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. And once again, tonight's matchup, 3-0. Elk Grove taking on 2-1 Sheldon. We're getting ready for the kickoff. And I mentioned Elk Grove will kick to Sheldon. And doing the kicking duties for Elk Grove is number 8, Justin Singh. And we're underway. Good kick. Wow, look at this boot. Almost back of the end zone.
He's one of the leading kickers in the area.
Yeah, I'd say so. Anytime you can make the opponent start at their own 20, that's always a positive. Special teams always plays a huge factor in high school sports, or high school football, I should say. A lot of times, a team that wins a special teams game wins the ball game.
Often neglected.
Looks like Merker under center out of the gun. Spread formation, rolls to his right, pitch back. Cutting up field, not much. Goes to Janelle. But a swarm of Thundering Herd in on the stop, no gain.
The Thundering Herd defense is led by a lot of juniors this year. Normally that would be a bad thing, but these guys all have experience from last year, too. They started as sophomores also.
So now back out of the gun is Merker. Sends a man in motion. Stops, stutter steps. Goes to his left, fakes to his left, and goes to the middle. Tackle made by Wattis Parker.
Wattis Parker. That's another one of those tricky names tonight.
We got a couple. But between the two of us and the PA announcer sitting to my left, I get the pronunciations right. So big 3rd and 3 here, opening drive for Sheldon, moving left to right. Thanks for joining us here on the Play On Sports Network. Out of the gun goes Merker. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Man in motion. It's going to be a first down and a whole lot more. Open field in front of him. Could go the distance, but there is a flag down 40, right sideline 30, 20. Finally brought down by Parker again.
That's Curtis Janelle. He's got the speed to take it home every time.
And that's in the direction usually of a hold, Marcus. I think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah,
it's an illegal shift. So that's going to negate a long run of about 55 yards.
He ripped off a 66-yard touchdown last week.
But the slot receiver, yeah, when he goes in motion, he's got to stay in motion the whole way. He can't do a little stutter step. He got away with it on the play before, and this time
he may have turned up field a little bit. That's usually what happens on those.
You're right about that. So penalty marker negates a 56-yard run by Janelle. We'll bring it back, I believe, just a 5-yard penalty. It's going to be 3rd and 8.
Have a sneaking suspicion Coach Berry may come back to that play a little bit later in the evening.
For sure. So we'll see what the Huskies do now. 3 receivers to the right of Merker. 1 to the right, and that's McDonald. They're going to run it up the gut again. Spin move, Janelle. Good carry. He's going to be very close. Depends on the spot. Looked like Scott Hall, one of the captains for Elk Grove with the stop. And they're going to give him a first down.
Yeah,
good spot.
Sheldon Huskies are getting off the ball really quick against a little bit of a smaller defensive line for Elk Grove Thundering Herd. Sheldon looks like they got a little bit of size on them.
And it's been all shotgun so far. Janelle in the backfield. Merker gets it. Hands to Janelle. Big hit. Only a gain of a couple. Big hit there. It was Scott Hall again, and also in on the stop, Delvonte Weisinger.
Delvonte Weisinger is another one of the juniors that was in the mix last year. They have a lot of juniors this year that were starting
A little confusing because that was first down, and they subbed the whole team pretty much. I don't know if that's a normal thing that's.
Did they fumble?
Did we miss a fumble? But looks like, just like that, Elk Grove has the ball to the power I. So we missed it up here in the press box. Here's another fumble. I don't think it's going to matter. It's going to go back to the original line of scrimmage. First play from scrimmage for Elk Grove is a fumble. Recovered by Olichkovic, the senior. So, Marcus, we didn't know. It looked like, I guess, Sheldon fumbled on that 1st and 10.
Yeah, it looks like we looked down for 2 seconds
Elk
to
Grove,
catch the names.
Elk Grove picks it up, and they fumble on their first carry. So now we're back to where we were before the confusion. Merker out of the gun. Sheldon in the all-black uniforms with the white helmets. They'll send a man in motion behind the QB. It's a run up the left tackle. Good, positive yards for about 4. It's Janelle.
They're going to ride Janelle hard tonight. He's their leading rusher by far. He's got over 100 yards a game. Super fast kid, good hard running kid. For the spread offense, they run more than the normal spread offense.
Janelle coming into today's action, 421 yards, 5 touchdowns, averages just under 7 yards per carry. That's on the season for Janelle. This offsides could be a free play. No, maybe encroachment on the offensive line. We'll wait and see. Usually if it's on the defense, the offense will get a free play. So early indications are false start, and that's exactly what it is going to be.
Getting a little jumpy. The bigger Sheldon line is going to have to work really hard to keep up with the faster, smaller Elk Grove defensive line tonight. They're very aggressive, pin their ears back type of defense. They don't do a lot of blitzing, but they read really well and flow to the ball super fast.
Well, and when Sheldon runs a spread offense, you're going to be in the nickel, the dime packages, about 80% of the time. Here's an option left, nothing doing there.
There's that penetration I was talking about from the Elk Grove defense.
Merker maybe gets a couple. Going to bring 3rd and 12 now. 9 minutes left to go, opening quarter. Second possession for the Huskies. Moving left to right, I mentioned in the all black with the white numbers and the white helmets. Elk Grove in the all whites with the gold helmets, the green numbers. Merker, just a junior, lefty, throws to his man, incomplete. He was going to get tackled right away. Good coverage on the play by Shenard Hartz.
Number 2, Devon Holmes, hit him right in the hands. He saw a little bit of green grass, got a little bit excited on that one.
Yeah.
Started running before he caught
I don't think he would have got the first down anyway, unless he could have gotten Hartz to miss somehow, but Hartz was all over it. So we're going to see our first punt of the evening. Sheldon, it looks like the quarterback, Merker, set to punt. He will punt. Good punt. Gets a lot of air under it. Takes a Huskies bounce, and it'll be down at the 35-yard line, and that's where Elk Grove will take over. They've only ran one play from scrimmage. That was a fumble, so we'll see what they do here on their second possession. 8:39 left to go in the first. No score here from Sheldon High School.
Do you want to watch more of your high school's great matchups like the one you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Thanks for that. Here's a run up the right guard. It's Robert Frazier, one of the captains, a senior, 5'8", 180 pounds. We'll see him on defense as well. Picks up about 3. Tackle made by Haggart. Brings up 2nd and 7. What do you know? What can we expect from this Elk Grove offense, Marcus?
Very run-heavy, very reliant on their 2 workhorse running backs. They're both averaging over 100 yards a game.
Power I, 2 tight end set. To give to the back man. Cuts up field, has some daylight into Husky territory down to the 46-yard line. A pickup of 11.
That's Robert Frazier on the carry. He's averaging like we were saying a second ago, he's averaging about 9 yards per carry this year.
Yeah, 8.55, has 436 rushing yards coming in on 51 carries, has a 66-yarder to go with 6 touchdowns. The other guy you mentioned, Parker, we'll give you his numbers here in a minute. Power I again, 1 receiver set to the right. Pitch it back. Ooh, how about this right sideline? Oh, and he could go 21 man to beat the safety, and the safety makes a nice tackle down to the 22-yard line.
That's the other workhorse, Wadis Parker. He's got those shifty moves. They're not the biggest guys in the world, but they run hard, and they are really, really, really fast.
Parker picks up 24 on that.
24-yard gain for the herd. First down.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 22 with 7:28 left to go.
Looks like Elk Grove is going with their normally second-string quarterback, guy Scott Hall, rather than Tommy Arnold, who was starting last week.
Interesting.
He ended up starting the first game.
Both are seniors. Here's a split back formation now for the first time. Inside give, nothing doing there. Good defense there. Good pressure up front by the defensive line for the Huskies.
Cortez Kirby was one of the main tacklers on that.
Yeah, I saw Johnny Tran got in there as well. So
they run a tough 3-4 style defense, pretty much a professional style defense. Rely on their down linemen to make a lot of plays.
Scott Hall under center, and Scott Hall's going to rush to his left, tucks and runs, and going up the left sideline, good tackle, open field tackle made by Lamb. He's going to be awfully close to it. I think he's going to be a little bit short, Marcus.
Yeah, that the bootleg pass from the wing T offense is really effective. Little play action. They have the opportunity to run or pass.
It is, but with a right-handed quarterback, conventional wisdom says run that play to the right side.
He's a lefty.
Scott Hall is.
Scott Hall is a lefty.
Okay. Well, we haven't seen him pass yet, so forgive me for that. But that makes sense, running it to the left, even if it's the short end of the field.
He was the quarterback during the first game that we broadcast this year.
Okay, so Scott Hall is under center. Split back. Oh, now they're going to go with a jumbo T. And they'll put Frazier in motion. Give back, left side, has a first down inside the 10. It goes to Frazier, another one of the captains.
Just chunking away. A little shifty move there. Found a little bit of daylight and just ran for it. Looks like he picked up the first down.
Ruffin and Haggard in on the stop. It's going to be 1st and goal. So first trip to the red zone for either team. Elk Grove looking to go back on top, or go on top, get the first score of the game. We're at 6:20 left in the first. Scott Hall under center. It's a power I. He's got Chef this time in the backfield with Parker. It's a pitch back to Parker. Parker finds a seam, and he's going to go for a touchdown. 6-0 Elk Grove on a 9-yard touchdown run.
Wadis Parker.
For Parker.
The Elk Grove Thundering Herd is mixing up a little bit. They're not running their traditional wing T. They're running a little bit of the heavy backfield like you were talking about with the two blockers in the backfield and the running back.
It's a jumbo package. Yeah, Parker now gets his 7th touchdown of the young season. That is tops on the team. So we have our first score and looks to kick the extra point. Justin Singh to hold Clayton Zamara. Hold is up. Oh, big high kick is good. And that is our first score of the game. So with 6:04 left to go in the first, Elk Grove 7, Sheldon nothing. You're listening to the Sac-Joaquin High School Game of the Week on the PlayOnSports.com.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news, information, and links to great highlights. Follow us on PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Well, and an impressive drive there. Go about 71 yards.
Yeah, Elk Grove's mixing up a lot. I think they're trying to take advantage. Coach Barry was one of the original wing T guys over at Elk Grove, so he's got a little bit of the wing T knowledge. He was a quarterback who had, in the 80s, the late 80s, he was one of the first successful, the beginning of the winning tradition for Elk Grove. So he's got a little bit of the insight on how to stop the wing T.
Chess match going on out there. So see that a lot with
Elk Grove's chessing back and saying, well, we won't run the traditional wing T. We'll run something a little different tonight.
Here's another kick, the lefty, another big boot. They're not even going to attempt. It's to the back of the end zone. Sign this guy up for a D1 scholarship. Singh's got a boot on him.
Singh is going to be the secret weapon in a close game tonight. Having a kicker in a 2 to 3 point game is going to be a big secret weapon.
Absolutely.
I guess after a kick like that, it's not much of a secret anymore, though. Huh?
Sheldon's third possession now. They had a good opening drive where they picked up a couple first downs, and then they fumbled on their first play of their second possession. So third possession now, spread formation for Merker. He's got 2 receivers to his left, 2 to her right. They'll send 1 in motion. Give is to Johnson. Johnson finds the corner, picks up a first down up the left sideline, gain of 14 on that one.
That was a great run by Johnson. Got to the corner and just turned up, saw all the daylight, leaned his shoulder in and just cut the corner.
Good speed by Johnson. That was the man they set in motion. So a lot of times they'll send a man in motion, and a lot of times he'll be the one that gets the ball, gets kind of a running start on everybody else. This time trips right, 1 receiver to the short end of the field, and Janelle in the backfield. Merker gets the call, gives to Janelle, and Janelle has about 2.
With that spread offense, they try to spread the defense a bit,
right,
and then just try to shoot him straight in to try to find the hole. He has the option to hit any hole that's open over there. They just do like a zone blocking technique.
Austin Taylor and
find the hole.
Trevor Harrow, the senior, in on the stop for Elk Grove. We're going to bring up 2nd and 8 for the Huskies, the home team. Beautiful night here in Elk Grove. You wouldn't think it was mid-September with these high temperatures here in the valley. A penalty marker comes down.
Delay a game, maybe?
Or ineligible man, or...
We're just throwing a bunch of stuff at it.
No, offsides on the Thundering Herd.
He's just getting a little excited out there. He wants to get after him.
So that will result in 5 yards. So we bring up 2nd and 3 now. This is where you can really open up the playbook there, Marcus. 2nd and 3.
Yeah, give you some options.
You definitely have some options here. If you don't get it, you're still 3rd and short. Maybe try to go long here. We'll see what they do. Janelle in the backfield. Merker out of the gun. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to the short side to the left. High snap. It's an inside give to Janelle. He has the first down.
Nice fake on that one from number 19, Noah Merker, the quarterback. Went up like he was going to pass, but just kind of snuck it to
Weisinger and Harrow. We'll be calling Harrow's number a lot. He's one of the guys that I kept coming across when I was going over their defensive statistics.
Yeah, he's Elk Grove's leading tackler right now.
Yeah, he's got 41 tackles coming into tonight in 2 games. Is that even possible? Here's a handoff on the end around, trying to cut back up field. Not doing much there was Davion, thank you, Holmes, the senior. Holmes is shaken up a little bit. He'll limp off to the sideline, get with the training staff for Sheldon.
Tried to sneak that little spin move in. Sometimes your foot gets caught on this new turf. Tried to make one of those hard spin moves like that.
The field turf, correct about that. 2 receivers make that trips left. 1 receiver right. Janelle in the backfield. Looks like pass all the way. Good protection. Throws across the middle. And Johnson, classic case of trying to run before he caught the ball. The junior wishes he had that one back because he had a first down and open field in front of him.
Yeah, that's one of the keys to the spread offense. They throw to the receiver that's in space and let him run, get those rack yards, the run after catch yards. Seems like the Sheldon Huskies are a little bit edgy tonight. They're running before they get the ball, before they catch it.
That's 2 now. You're right about that. 3rd and 9 now. Big play here from their own 45. 3:22 left to go in the first, trailing by 7. Merker under the gun. Trips left. Steps up in the pocket, going for the home run. It's incomplete. Actually, Johnson got in back of the safety there.
Yeah, good coverage by Chenard Hart.
It was good coverage.
They got back. He overthrew it just a little bit. He was trying to lead his receiver. Looks like the number 7, Teron Johnson, got tied up on the line just a little bit. Slowed him down for that timing play.
So a punt now, and it will be the quarterback again, Merker. Back deep, Nathaniel Rondez, the junior, set to return. It's a wobbly kick, low kick, but it takes a Sheldon bounce, and the press box
Getting
reacts.
A lot of oohs and ahs
Well, because it looked like that ball still was going to go, and Christopher Reese, for some reason, downed it. He can't believe it either. He's shaking his head. I think that was going to roll another 5 yards.
He just wanted to get back in on defense and make some tackles.
Maybe he thought we pinned him back long enough, but that was going to go for at least 5 yards.
Yeah,
so
that one had a little bit of roll going to it.
Thundering Herd, third possession now from their own 21. Had an impressive scoring drive on their last possession, capped off by a 9-yard touchdown from Frazier, his 7th of the year. Looks like now Arnold under center. So they're mixing it up back there at the quarterback position. 2 tight end set. Arnold's going to throw. Play action. Good protection. Steps up. Throws a nice ball. Has his man 20. He's going to go. Nobody in front of him. 40, 30. Goodbye. 10. Touchdown. Thundering Herd. 79 yards from Arnold.
Latuli Gasanoa Tamu.
That's right. I'll let you say that one again. How did he get so open down that right sideline?
Looks like the defender went for the ball rather than the tackle, and he just ripped it away from him and turned and burned.
Wow, and there was no extra safety help over the top.
Latuli Gasanoa came from the tight end position, just got a little open on the side. The defender went for the ball rather than tackle, and he took advantage.
Latuli Gasanoa's just his 3rd reception of the year, but he'll take it. And look at this extra point. And that's good from 40 yards. That's 20 yards past the goalpost. So 3 minutes exactly left in the first. All Thundering Herd so far. A one-play, 79-yard touchdown drive. Took about 15 seconds to complete. 3 minutes left to go in the first. Thundering Herd 14, Huskies nothing. You're listening to the Sac-Joaquin High School Football Game of the Week on the PlayOnSports.com.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championships events for all sports across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
Elk Grove, number 8. For Sheldon, number 1. Paul Hill, number 2, home. Nice reception. Nice pass there by Garvey. Stand for the kickoff.
Does that turn you down?
Arnold's first pass of the game results in a 79-yard touchdown. Actually, coming into today, Arnold was just 6 of 12. You know, as a team, in 2 games between Arnold and Scott Hall, they only threw 27 times. So they only throw about a dozen to 15 times a game.
If that.
Another big boot. I mean, they're not even. You look at, they got Polehill and Holmes back there for the Huskies. They're not even looking for the ball.
They're going to be bored back there tonight.
No, for sure.
Just watch it go by and go, ooh, that was a big boot by Kevin Singh again.
What a boot by Singh. We got to sign him up at Sac State, my alma mater. Even though they kicked a field goal the closing seconds last Saturday to beat Colorado.
Sorry, it was Justin Singh, not Kevin Singh.
So let's see what Sheldon can do now. Backs up against the wall. They're down by a couple touchdowns. Merker, spread formation. Good play there on the draw because Elk Grove was bringing the heat. Elijah Jones on the stop on the Janelle run of about 5.
Usually Elk Grove kind of hangs back and then reads. Every once in a while they send the house. That time they sent the house with their eyes down and got a gave up about 5 yards on that quick run up the middle.
Well, that's when you want to bring the draw, usually on a blitz. Try to get your playmakers in open space where they can make some moves out in the open field.
They get their momentum going forward. You just run right on by.
Merker's still out of the gun. 2 receivers to each side of him. He's got Janelle in the backfield. We're at 2:20 left in the first. Thanks to Rhonda Watkins for helping me print out my game script and my roster and my stats. Special shout out to you. Thank you. Out of the gun. Ooh, pressure was coming from the right side, and I think Merker felt it because he threw that one away quick before he took a big hit.
That was Bawan Canada coming from the backside with the pressure. He made a quick move on their tackle that didn't even touch him when he was coming around the corner.
So 3rd and 5 now from the Huskies. It's been all thundering herd so far. Other than the first drive of the game, where the Huskies got a couple first downs, they've been quiet their last couple of possessions. They need a first down here, Marcus, just to kind of move the sticks and keep that defense off the field. Let's see if they do it. High snap, throw across the middle, and making the catch and taking a big hit.
Big hit by Shannon Hart.
Olichkovic with the catch all the way out towards midfield, actually out to about the 44-yard line. A pickup of 19.
That was a great catch by Olichkovic. He sold his body out for the team on that one.
Well, it was because Hart's safety let on a big hit. Hart's is just a sophomore. But, yeah, good concentration. You're absolutely right by Olichkovic. Shotgun, and it's a give. This time to Janelle. Janelle shakes and bakes into thundering herd territory. Pickup of about 9. Good piece of running there.
Looked like Trevor Harrow again down the middle. He was able to get 9 yards before Trevor was able to get him down on that one.
So an impressive drive here. Big 3rd down conversion on the pass to Olichkovic. And then a nice run there. So picked up about 35 yards on the last 2 plays. Out of the gun, Merker. Janelle has a first down, and he's brought down, but they're going to move the sticks.
Curtis Janelle got popped pretty hard by number 14, Bawan Canada. He came from that end position / defensive tackle position again. Came up and made a big hit, but after giving up the 2 yards for the first down.
Out of the gun now. Impressive drive here for the Huskies, trailing by 14. 30 seconds left. This could very well be the last play of the first quarter. Maybe one more. Inside give. They've ran that play a couple times, not doing anything. Quick handoff, and they fake the little screen pass, but that's twice that's been denied.
Yeah, that was Josiah Kamak on the run. They're just getting a lot of inside pressure from the Elk Grove defense. They're not giving up any of those inside holes right now. They didn't fall for that little pop pass trick.
No, that's the second time they've done it. And that will, folks, close the first quarter. Well, so the teams will switch ends. Sheldon will be moving right to left when we start the second quarter. Lots of action here early on, but it's been all thundering herd. They lead 14-0 on the Sac-Joaquin High School Game of the Week here on the PlayOnSports.com. All right, so great high school atmosphere here at Sheldon Pleasant Grove Community Stadium. Switching ends now, where I'm right here at about the 48-yard line. Got the best seat in the house. Shotgun, good protection, steps up in the pocket, throws to his left, complete. That time it is Olichkovic again.
Number 3, Hearts on the tackle.
Hearts on the stop.
All the best players have the most complicated names.
Usually that's the case. But
3rd and 5.
3rd and 5. Another big play here. Remember, they converted on their first 3rd and 5. Sheldon moving right to left. The Huskies. Merker out of the gun. Trips to his right. Give it to Janelle. He's going to be short, though. Tackle made by Haro.
That time they pulled number 76, Kyle Tomasello. He got a pretty good pop on the defensive end. Made a decent hole, but they just Elk Grove was able to plug that hole really quick. They followed that guard right into the hole, I think.
4th and 4. Looks like they're going to roll the dice and go for it. And why not? I mean, you punt it in the end zone, you're only giving up about 18 yards. Trips right.
Yeah, down by 14. You want to take a shot at it.
But wise to take a timeout here. Make sure you got the right play here. Herbie Berry, the head coach, gonna call a timeout. Or did Elk Grove call a timeout to set up their defense? Either way, whoever called the timeout, it's a good call. Because if you're on offense, you call it. You want to set up the play. Same
Elk
for
Grove
defense.
doesn't want to give up the first down.
Right.
Sheldon want to make sure they get the first down.
So 11-17 left to go before halftime. Thundering Herd 14, Sheldon nothing.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here. This is one of the situations where you may want to just try to drop one down by the 10-yard line. If it gets intercepted, it's just as good as a short punt.
Or you go for the hard camp, maybe try to draw
Try to get
Elk Grove offsides.
Yeah, the aggressive defense to jump.
And that's a problem. Well, the throw is complete. What a grab. Olichkovic down to the 22-yard line. A pickup of 19 on 3rd and 5. That's 2 3rd and 5s. Merker to Olichkovic. He's found his man.
Yeah, Merker was cold as a cucumber back there. He was under pressure and just got it out to Olichkovic.
Under pressure again here, but this time, he gets away from it. The lefty spins inside. Oh, how about this? His best Mark Brunell impersonation. Takes a big hit out of bounds. But, what looked like was going to be about a 10-yard sack for a loss. Merker makes something out of nothing and gets about 2 yards out of it.
That was an outstanding play by Merker. Ducked under those big tacklers coming at him. He just snuck right under him. Used his shorter stature to his advantage on that one. They were reaching for his helmet. He just ducked right under and spun around.
He didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, but still, that was an impressive feat. Trips right. He's got Janelle in the backfield. Give is to Janelle. And Janelle doing a nice job of getting extra yards after that initial hit.
That was a nice hard run by Janelle.
Yeah,
big
sure
pop
was.
at the line and still gained 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. He took a big hit at the line of scrimmage, kept those legs moving, ended up picking up about 3 yards.
He came out of that pile checking his helmet, make sure everything was still all together.
It'll be 3rd and 7 unofficially. Olichkovic split left, trips right is Pohill, Holmes, and it looks like Johnson. But looking for his man Olichkovic. Corner of the end zone, just over the outstretched hands of Olichkovic. Right in front of the Husky band there.
That was a great idea. That was just a little bit too much to the corner. If he would have passed it to the cone in the corner, Alichkovich could have got under that one. If he would have thrown it right to that pylon in that back corner.
So what do you do here, 4th and 8? You're looking at a 37-yard field goal. They're going to roll the dice again. Aggressive. Trips right. Pohill, Staff, and Johnson. Olichkovich to the left, Janelle in the backfield. Looking right, and this one's going to be picked. Could be a pick six. It might be. All he has to do is beat Merker. 50. Look at the speed. 40, 30, 20, 10. Pick six. Touchdown. Thundering Herd.
That was
a 90-yard touchdown run.
That was number 4, Robert Frazier on the pick six. Just showed his running back speed. He's one of the two-way starters for Elk Grove.
And that's Frazier's second touchdown of the game.
Merker just kind of hung that one up. They had the right idea of going for the pass, but he just hung that one up a little bit. It floated, and Frazier just snatched it and just broke. Showed that quick running back speed. Huge play for Elk Grove.
Yeah, that's a momentum killer right there, because Sheldon was in a nice little groove there. They completed a couple third down conversions. They were rocking and rolling, and just like that, a big momentum swing. Sing for the extra point. He's been automatic on the year. Perfect. Snaps down, holds down, kick is up, and right after I say he's been perfect on the year, he hits it to the left. So about the only blemish on the Thundering Herd resume today is a mixed extra point by Singh. He had the distance, just pulled it left. 9:51 left to go before half. Elk Grove 20 and Sheldon nothing. You're listening to the Sac-Joaquin High School Game of the Week on the PlayOn Sports Network. So just like that, on a 4th and 8 from the Thundering Herd 20, Merker throws a pick six to Robert Frazier, who returns it 90 yards. And instead of it being 14-7, it's 20-0. This time it's going to be returned. And it is Janelle. No, correction, it's Holmes. And Holmes probably should have let that one go. He's tackled at the 12-yard line after some dancing in the open field there.
Sometimes when you're running around like that, you just gotta just get as much as you can and just go for it. If you bounce around too much, you can actually lose the yards that you're trying to get.
Sure. And I think he was a little over anxious there after the first 3 kicks of the game were touchbacks.
He said, "Oh, it came to me."
Sheldon, 16-yard line, first down Huskies.
So first down Huskies at the 16, moving right to left from south end zone to the north end zone. 9:41 to go. Beautiful night here in Elk Grove. Crowd still filing in for this in-city rivalry. Big hit. Wow, look at that. Spencer Sheff, a sophomore. Hard hitting. I heard that one here in the press box.
Came in from that, seemed like a safety position on that. He got a good running start. Good form on the tackle, scooped him up, took him down. Oh, he's closer. He's in the inside linebacker position over there.
Got to wonder if Merker is a little bit shell-shocked after throwing that pick six.
A little gun shy.
Yeah, let's see how his confidence is going forward. This time a pitch right to Janelle. Keeps up a block, but look at this. The Huskies' open field tackling's been spectacular.
Yeah, the Elk Grove defense just has just crazy speed.
Every
single guy on the defense is just cat quick, fast. Janelle's got speed, but when there's 11 guys with speed chasing after you, it's a little bit tricky out there.
Canada on the huge hit. 3rd and 8 now. Merker, the lefty, out of the gun. He's got Janelle in the backfield. Got Pohill and Johnson to his left. Looking left, now looks right. Throws across the middle. Incomplete, trying to go back to Olichkovich.
Merker had great protection on that. His offensive line gave him plenty of time. Just looked like there was good coverage. He tried to sneak it in only where his guys could catch it, which was smart, but it just threw it just a little bit low.
So a 3 and out for the Huskies, not exactly how you respond after the pick 6. And barring a penalty or a turnover, the Thundering Herd are going to have excellent field position. It's Rondez, the junior, back to return at his own 48. Low punt, but it takes a Huskies bounce, and it'll be down at the 37-yard line. We'll take a break in the action. 8:17 left to go in the second quarter. Thundering Herd 20, Huskies nothing on the Sac-Joaquin High School Football Game of the Week on the PlayOn Sports Network.
Ball is down on the punt at the Elk Grove 37-yard line. Folks, we have a white Camry with their lights on in the parking lot. On the west side of the parking lot. Unfortunately, we do not have a license plate number.
Elk Grove's going back to the wing T.
Yeah,
with
and
Tommy Arnold under center. Get a little bit of breathing room and then go back to their traditional wing T offense. Just when they do that, they just burn time. All the runs, short runs, 10-yard runs, they burn the clock all night long.
It's a false start on Elk Grove, so move the Thundering Herd back 5 yards. They're moving to the south end zone now, north to south at the 32-yard line. The visiting white uniforms. Arnold, deep drop. Throws a pretty ball, doesn't he? 50-40 down to the 43-yard line. A pickup of 26.
That was a nice tight spiral to Mikey White.
Yeah, Wright's first reception of the evening at the tight end, 6'1" senior. But I've been impressed. Yeah, Arnold's looked very comfortable in the pocket there through a nice pass.
Nice little quick play action, and found his wide receiver on the outside.
Power Inaus, they split Canada to the right. Here's a pitch. Back to Frazier. Frazier cuts the corner. Has room. Stiff arm down to the 22. A pickup of 22 on first down.
They're just trying to let Frazier just use his speed again. Just get him to that open space and just let him make the moves. Pick up the first down. Makes it look easy from up here, but I know that's not as easy as it looks.
You know, Frazier had a lot of room to run. A good job of the offensive line pulling to the right side, giving Frazier nice open lanes to run. Here's that jumbo package. All three players split. Oh, it's a handoff, double handoff, yeah. And trying to make some extra room, just Parker. A little trickery there.
That's an interesting little formation they had going there. Little misdirection, try to sneak in that backwards second handoff there.
It's almost like a inside reverse.
Haven't seen that one.
But for all that, they only get 2 out of it. Oh, they give him 5. 2nd and 5.
Give him the bounce.
Here's a split back. 2 tight end set. Here's Arnold. Deep drop. Throws. And it should have been picked, but it's caught at the 5. And that's just kind of a microcosm of how this game's going. Everything going Thundering Herd way. That ball was tipped, Marcus.
That was
and then Parker at the right place at the right time.
Great play by the defender, but Parker didn't give up on the ball. Kept an eye on it. He was either going to make the tackle or get that ball back. It was kind of bouncing around. He snatched it out of the air. That was an impressive play by Wadis Parker.
So that'll bring up 1st and goal now from the 2. And it's pick your poison here. They got enough playmakers on offense, got a good offensive line and athletic quarterback. It's almost like who wants to score here? Jumbo package. Pitch back. This time it goes to Jones. Elijah Jones trying to get to the corner, doesn't. Jones's first carry of the evening is no gain.
That's when having a little bit of a smaller offensive line is a bit of a disadvantage, when you can't just muscle up and just push the defensive line in.
You can try to do that.
Yeah, Elk Grove offensive line is known as the Hammerheads. There's one guy on the line that's over 200 pounds. So if they get the leverage, they can get him out of there. But
it's a finesse offensive line, is what you're saying.
Quick and down block.
Look, they put 9 linemen down. Frazier's going to go up, standing up. Touchdown, Thundering Herd. And the route is on, Marcus.
Third touchdown of the night for Robert Frazier.
That's, already Frazier's third. 2 rushing and 1 on via pick 6. And the Sheldon fans here shell-shocked.
Elk Grove's definitely got their defense, the Sheldon defense, back on their heels right now.
We'll see if Singh can make up for missing the last one. Kicks down, holds down. I think he missed this one to the left as well. No, he got it. So kick is good with 5:48 left to go in the first half. It's been all Thundering Herd. They lead 27-0. The Sac-Joaquin Friday night high school football game of the week on the PlayOn Sports Network.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news, information, and links to great highlights. Follow us on PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week. From your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Back deep for Sheldon. Number 1, Cohill, and number 7, Johnson.
See if either Cohill or Johnson get a shot at returning this one. Singh's got a big boot. Only one of his 4 kicks so far have been returned.
Elk Grove's been winning the field position matchup all night. Having the big booming kicker puts them in good field position for their defense on a regular basis.
Another big kick. Going to be returned, however, by Pohill. Pohill is hit at the 15-yard line and dropped.
Ball is returned by number 1, Cohill.
Casey Whalen, senior captain, on the big hit. I've been impressed with this Elk Grove defense, Marcus. They seem to they're in the right place at the right time, and they know how to hit, they know how to tackle. They're fundamentally sound.
Yeah, very, very well coached for such a young team. A lot of these guys got experience as sophomores last year, sophomores or juniors last year, and they're just continuing on with their phenomenal 12-1 season from last year.
They did have a great season
26 and a half sacks.
Yeah, here's
hundreds of tackles.
It's a snap that fell in between both Merker and Janelle.
Number 6, Curtis Janelle on the carry.
So, but Janelle makes something out of it. Picks up about 6 on the busted play.
Just a heads-up play by Janelle.
Number 55, Vela on the tackle.
Vela on the stop.
8 and 5 on the play.
Junior.
5.
Merker out of the gun. Sends a man in motion. Gives to him. Cuts up fields. Again, gang tackling there by the Thundering Herd.
Big-time swarm tackles by the defense.
Play great team defense.
Yeah, they have a good nose for the ball. They have the real fast, hard-hitting inside linebackers. Their D-line is quick. They're getting the penetration, and then if they get past, they still get back on the tackle.
Gain of 2 on the play makes it 3rd and 3.
It's another
really good at getting to the heels of the offensive line.
Another 3rd down for Sheldon. And let's see what happens. We got a whistle. Looks like an official's timeout. Maybe an issue with the scoreboard.
Looks like they're working on someone's helmet in there. That's Delvante Weisinger they sent off. He's probably got a broken strap on his helmet or something.
Right.
Come on, coach, fix me up, get me back in.
Here we go. 4:39 left to go before half. It's been all Thundering Herd so far. They lead 27-0. And that's not going anywhere. They try to just power run it, which is unusual, Marcus, because they run the spread offense. So
yeah, they're relying on Janelle. He's got the speed, but everybody on the Elk Grove defense seems like they're just as fast as he is tonight. Another great swarming defensive play by Elk Grove.
We're not fooling anybody by bringing 3 receivers out and then running it straight up the gut. That hasn't worked all day.
Yeah, they're trying to spread them out, but Elk Grove's kind of hanging in there.
Elk Grove number 41, Nathaniel
Just
Rondez.
flowing to the ball really fast.
Rondez set to return. Merker to kick. It's a good kick by Merker. Wow, look at that. That had about a 60-yard carry. Get down maybe a little early.
Should have checked the roll again on that one.
Yeah. So we'll take a break in the action. 3:49 left to go before half. 27-0. Elk Grove on top. Right here on the PlayOnSports.com/event/40233 is where you find our game.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news, information, and links to great highlights. Follow us on Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
And thank you for that. And a big run there by Frazier. Pickup of about 15. Close to midfield. It looks like they're just running downhill all in the evening.
Yeah, it looks like the Elk Grove's starting to wear out the Sheldon Huskies just a little bit.
They've had 3 3 and outs. So you're right. The defense for Sheldon's been on the field the majority here in the first half, and they looked fatigued. Try to put 8 in the box this time. Let's see how that works. Not great. Frazier, left sideline, has room in front of him. Oh, and he almost stayed about. He was going to break it, but he's down to the 31-yard line. A pickup of 17 for Frazier.
That was Alichkovic on the tackle. You call it a tackle. Got his knees onto the got Robert's knees as he was running by. Pushed him out just enough.
Frazier averages 145 yards per contest. Parker 106. That's your two-headed monster, Thunder and Lightning. They're both in the backfield now. Let's see who gets the ball. 3:19 to go. No, it's play action. Going for the home run. Stepping up into the pocket. Spinning and making something out of nothing. This time it was Guy Scott Hall, another one of the captains. Good piece of running there. Good coverage downfield, but he decided to tuck and run.
That was a great play by Guy Scott Hall. They're mixing up between him and Arnold tonight. It's been effective all night. They're giving everybody a little bit of experience. They're both decent, legit players.
Under 3 to go. Thundering Herd looking for the knockout punch here. Split back formation. Gives to, this time they go to Parker. Parker slipstreaming his way for a nice gain. Inside the 10, down to about the 9. A pickup of 10. Going to be first and goal, Elk Grove.
That was just a straight lead play from Elk Grove. They've got in that traditional wing T offense and just ran a straight lead. They had a little kick out from the guard, lead by the fullback. Wadis Parker right up the hole.
So first and goal from the 8. Timeout on the field, official timeout.
There is a timeout on the field. It's an official timeout.
And now we're ready to go.
Looks like Parker got shook up a little bit on that last play. Shaken up, to use the proper English.
Good, proper English always welcome here on Play On Sports Network. It's been all one-sided so far. It's been all Thundering Herd. Sheldon had a couple drives, but were negated by turnovers. Power I now. Sheldon showing blitz, but it's going to be a touchdown for Scott Hall.
Touchdown
On the keeper, up the left side.
Yeah, Scott Hall fumbled the snap, and
That's what happened, because there was a big commotion there at the line of scrimmage.
Sheldon brought the house, and he snuck in right as they were running by. It fumbled right behind the center. The Sheldon defense was penetrating. He scooped it and just snuck right past him.
Every break in this game has gone Elk Grove's way.
For sure.
And Singh to kick now. His 5th extra point of the evening. This one's good by about 60 yards. Almost kicked it out of the stadium. 1:58 left to go. 34-0. Thundering Herd on top. You're listening to Sac-Joaquin High School Game of the Week on the Play On Sports Network.
PlayOn Sports is not only your destination for high school football action, it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoffs and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
Kicking for Elk Grove. Justin Singh. Back deep for Sheldon, number 7, Johnson, and number 1, Hill.
Singh's got about a season's worth of work here today in the first half. He's getting ready to kick again to Pohill and Holmes.
Can't see the numbers back there.
No, Johnson. He'll take it at the goal line. Just swarmed again. I mean, this Elk Grove team's fundamentally sound in all aspects. Offense, defense, defensive line, offensive line, secondary, linebackers, special teams, kicker, head coach. I mean, they even packed the stands.
You name it, they got it.
I mean, yeah.
When things are bouncing your way like it did on that last play, it makes it a little bit easier. Very, very aggressive Elk Grove team this year.
I mean, I haven't
Using
seen
their
a
speed
team
to
tackle
fly
like
around.
this in a long time. I really haven't.
It's a beautiful thing if you're a defensive coordinator.
And as you mentioned, coming off a 12-1 season last year, there's a run by
Number 6,
Janelle, who was
on the carry.
he was pretty effective early on, but I think
Trevor Harrow's got a little nose for Janelle right now.
well, I think he's a little bit intimidated, to be honest with you. He's not running as
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
confident as he was there in the first quarter.
With a 6-foot, 190-pound middle linebacker beating him up a little bit tonight.
There's a nice little pass and catch on a little bubble screen.
Number 19, Merker.
Pass complete to McConnell, his first reception of the evening, the tight end.
That's one of the more traditional spread offensive plays. They throw that little bubble pass and just let their guys run to space.
Number 55, Bella.
But you say it's traditional, you're right, but it's only like the second time we've seen it here tonight.
Sheldon's trying to rely on
3rd and 2.
Janelle.
They got to get a first down here. This could get ugly. Throw across the middle is incomplete. He had Holmes wide open.
For number 2, Holmes.
And another 3 and out.
Incomplete.
Just didn't get his feet under him on that throw. Kind of drifted it out there.
On the coverage for Elk Grove.
Now Holmes
Elk
was
Grove's
open
had good
too.
coverage.
Brings up 4th and
I think Sheldon's got a little bit of the happy feet as the receivers and the quarterback right now.
Back deep for Elk Grove, number 25, Jones.
Jones set to return.
Sheldon, number 19, Merker.
Also Rondez back. Merker to kick.
Merker's been punting well tonight. He's been getting it out
No,
there.
he has, yeah.
For Elk Grove, number 41, Rondez.
A little confusing. They're getting some players off. It looked like we had an injured Husky, and that was
Out on the field.
Christopher Reese. So they call timeouts.
Sheldon.
Under a minute left to go. Thundering Herd 34, Sheldon nothing.
Do you want to watch more of your high school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
So after the timeouts, Merker to kick again. Another good punt. He's got a nice leg on him. But lots of players in front. Runs into his own guy. Finally brought down at the Sheldon 40.
Another nice run by Nathaniel Rondez.
Rondez on the
Yeah, had he not run into his own guy, he might have scored 6 there. He had a big seam up the left sideline.
Guy he ran into was looking for somebody to block and ended up making the tackle.
First down, Thundering Herd from the Sheldon 39-yard line.
See what Elk Grove can do with 42 seconds left in the game, or in the half.
Power I. And this is just a clinic. This could be 6. Walking into the end zone.
Touchdown.
Wade is Parker again.
It was Parker, you're right.
Just a straight, looked like a straight dive play. I don't think they pulled anybody on that, and he just blasted through the line and just broke.
39 yards from Parker. You're right, just once he got past that initial line of scrimmage, there was nobody in front of him.
He hit 5th gear by the time he got to the linebackers. He was just gone.
That's the second time they've scored on the first play from scrimmage. Remember the 79-yard pass and catch earlier in the game that went to Olichkovich, and then now a 39-yard touchdown run from Frazier on the first play. Extra point is up and good, and it only took 8 seconds to go 42 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was nothing fancy either. They weren't making it a secret. They just ran a straight dive play, and Parker just broke. Elk Grove's just got crazy speed this year. Every player on the team's fast.
Yeah, they're going to have a say in it when it comes to who plays in the section championship game. That's for sure. It's going to be at Sac State this year.
Yeah, they came in ranked number 1 in the section.
Were they really?
Yeah.
Preseason, I didn't realize that.
Well, they were ranked number 2 and then beat Lincoln of Stockton in the first game. Beat them up pretty good.
And they beat them good, yeah.
Yeah, held them to no points in the second half.
Lincoln Stockton was one of the teams that a lot of people were saying was going to be a team to reckon with this year.
Yeah, and Elk Grove shut them down clean in the second half. No points allowed. Elk Grove's defense had, from that point on, from the first quarter in the first game, they had 0 points until the second half of last week. So they went 8 quarters without allowing a single point, not even a field goal.
That's impressive. You can see why, too. Fundamentals they have. That's going to go out of bounds. No. It will go out of bounds. So, somewhat of a break for Sheldon as they'll get the ball at the 30. But it's been all Thundering Herd here today. Sheldon, a couple plays from scrimmage, but other than that, it's been the Thundering Herd show here at the Sheldon Pleasant Grove Community Stadium.
Elk Grove's just using their speed, being super aggressive. Real, like you're saying, real sound on their tackles. Good form on the tackles, not allowing any extra yardage after the contact.
35-yard line, my correction on the penalty for going out of bounds. Merker hands it off. Good run there. Janelle, give him credit. He's still running hard.
Yeah, Janelle's not going to stop. He's got a big motor. They pulled the line on that one, gave him a little bit of space. I think Elk Grove's just going to, let them do some little running right now. Just make sure they're sound on the tackles. Not give up anything big right now.
Last play of the first half here. Just 8 seconds, 7, 6, counting down. One last play for the Huskies, and they'll go up the middle to Janelle. Good run, bursting up into Sheldon territory to the 40. Picks up 19, so maybe a tad bit of momentum going into the halftime, but that's the end of the first half with the Thundering Herd leading the Huskies by a score of 41-0. We'll be back in a few moments with the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Don't go anywhere. It's Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Hey, welcome to the PlayOnSports.com halftime show coming to you from Sheldon Pleasant Grove Community Stadium in Elk Grove. I'm Ben Schneider alongside Marcus Zamzow. Our halftime score is Elk Grove Thundering Herd 41, Sheldon Huskies 0. And let me give you our scoring recap. Elk Grove got on the board first with 7:35 left to go in the first quarter. They got a 9-yard touchdown run from Parker. Then with the next score was
Latuli Gasanoa.
Thank you. A 29-yard touchdown run, 79-yard touchdown pass. That was the first play from scrimmage on that drive. That's right. And then Frazier, the pick six, he turned that back 90 yards. That's made it 20-0. Frazier, a 3-yard touchdown run, made it 26-0. Hall, a 9-yard touchdown, made it 33. And then Parker, a 30-yard touchdown run, and that's where we stand right now at 41-0. And Marcus, if you're Sheldon, what can you do to stop the Thundering Herd here in the second half?
Just want to try to stick with the game plan. They got to make the tackles. They're allowing a lot of those big long runs. They just need to get back to their basics and make a lot of tackles. As far as the offense goes, they just got to get something positive going. After that pick six from
you
Merker,
can tell their body language after that play really went downhill.
Yeah, the wind kind of left their sails, and they just got to get something positive going on offense. That'll help their defense come back a bit too.
All right, so we're getting ready. Both teams are back out on the field. We're about a minute 30 away from showtime here in the second half. We'll take a break in the action. That's going to do it for our PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Friday Night Football will return in just a few moments with the start of the second half right here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. And ladies and gentlemen, you're watching PlayOnSports.com presentation of Friday Night Football live from Elk Grove, California. I'm Ben Schneider with my new partner at the helm, Marcus Zamzon. Zamzon. The Thundering Herd lead the Huskies of Sheldon 41-0. It might be 48, 50, 40, 35, 30. A huge return of 65 yards, finally brought down by Johnson.
That was Rondez on the return.
Wow. And Elk Grove's clicking on all cylinders. Offense, defense, they're tackling like no high school team I've seen play in a long time. Special teams been fantastic. They're really clicking on all cylinders here. They almost busted that one loose for a second half touchdown, returning touchdown.
They're just playing real disciplined football right now.
Power eye. Gives to Frazier. And a nice tackle there by Sheldon for a loss of 2. Defense, at least on the first play there, Marcus looks fired up.
Yeah, that was Kendall Haggard this time on the tackle. Looked like he got some penetration, made a good wrap, good tackle. Elk Grove is going back to their normal starter, Tommy Arnold. They're mixing up the quarterback tonight.
Yeah, with the lead of this, you could kind of mix things up a little bit, see what you can do, bring some backups in.
Try to get everybody a little bit of experience.
Sure. Pitch to the back man. Trying to cut up Fields. Just a couple. There, another good tackle there. Ball carrier.
Elijah Jones.
Was Jones, yeah.
He's the third of the three-headed monster from Elk Grove.
It's got a couple carries there in the first half, but he's a good player, I can tell.
Yeah, he's just a junior, so he'll fill in the shoes of Parker when he leaves, or not Parker, but Frazier when he leaves. With these games, when they're getting the score up like this, they can put in the younger guys and just get a lot of experience, set them up for the playoffs, and set them up, get some depth for next year.
Split back now. Huskies going to rush 6. Handoff goes to Chef.
Handoff, number 6, Spencer Chef.
Chef dives forward for a couple.
That was a nice hard run by Spencer Chef.
Made by number 42.
Made contact and got the spin move going.
Reese in on the stop for the Huskies. So 4th and 7. Sing's got the leg.
On the play makes it 4th and 4.
It'd be about a 42-yarder.
Sing made a 51-yarder last year.
Did he really?
He's got the boot.
Wow. 51-yarder?
Big high school boot.
That's unbelievable. No, that's a good kick for college. That's going to be very, well, I think he's short. Oh, they're going to give it to him. Just on the blind eye. Husky fans can't believe it.
They've been giving Elk Grove the skip. They've been hitting the ground a little bit and skipping a little bit to the first down. They've done that twice tonight where they gave him just that little extra half a
that
yard.
Was a pretty generous spot.
Ball spotted at the Sheldon 23-yard line.
Power eye. As Jones and Arnold split to the left. Run up the left tackle for a couple.
Number 41.
That was Kendall Haggard on the tackle again. He's getting aggressive now, trying to get his tackles in. Sheldon's not going to go away. They're going to keep playing hard no matter what the score is. Coach Barry's just going to keep going after him.
Gain of 4 on the play makes it 2nd and 6.
They don't have any give up in them.
Well, Sheldon's been so good at basketball these last 5 years or so, covering Sac-Joaquin games up here.
Yeah, they got a lot of good athletes on the team.
Split back again. They'll send 2 guys in motion from the right side of the line to the left. And they didn't set. That's going to be
illegal formation.
Motion.
You can only do one at a time. Canadian rules, you can do as many motion guys as you want. Here in America, you can only do one at a time.
That is a 5-yard penalty, makes it 2nd and 11.
After the 5-yard penalty, 2nd and 11 now. Arnold under center. Jumbo package. This time they'll send
motion back to a wing T.
Gustinoa in motion. Gives to Chef. Chef starts left, cuts in. Has a first down and more down to the about the 9-yard line. Going to be 1st and goal, Thundering Herd.
Another nice hard run by Spencer Chef. He's one of the he's a sophomore, so he's getting some experience. He's a two-way player, filling in for the the two workhorses for the time being.
You don't want to get them injured in a game that's out of hand. Give the youngsters some opportunity to play.
He's a hard runner.
Chef, the up man with Rondez, the back man. It's a give to Rondez, and he's going to go in there left side for a Thundering Herd touchdown. 10 yards.
Touchdown.
For Nathaniel Rondez, the junior.
Number 41, Rondez.
And that makes the score 47-0 with 7:54 left to go in the third. Another rushing touchdown for Elk Grove.
That was a nice run by Rondez. He got in behind Spencer Chef, just got to the edge. Spencer had a nice block out there, and he just turned it up and got that touchdown. Another tough run.
Here's Singh. Extra point. This time's a wounded duck, but it goes through. 48-0 as Singh now 7 for 8, 6 for 7.
He's going to have a tired left leg after this. He's going to go home and ice his leg.
7:54 left to go. It's been all Thundering Herd. They lead 48-0 here on the Sac-Joaquin Friday night football game of the week here on the PlayOn Sports Network.
Do you want to watch more of your high school's great matchups like the one you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
So another rushing touchdown for the Thundering Herd there. I believe they have
5 or 6.
I think this pick 6 was the only one that wasn't through the ground.
Number 1, Pole Hill. Number 2, Holmes.
Holmes and Pole Hill set to return for the Sheldon. 5 rushing touchdowns. Thank you to our producer, Brian Hassler, for that information. So 5 rushing touchdowns. They did get one through the air and then one through via pick 6. It's like the Elk Grove fans very content over there on the far sideline. They're going to enjoy their kettle corn tonight, that's for sure.
Another booming kick by Singh.
Yeah, Huskies will start over at the 20 with 7:54 left to go, trailing 48-0. So Merker, after a shaky first half, and I don't get why you do empty backfield either with the protection that they have been lacking. I would stick a couple guys back there. Junil, the ball carrier, for a couple.
They just want to try to go back to their original game plan and just try to get something positive going. At this point, it's going to be tough to catch up. They just want to get their flow of the running game back going. Maybe try to get some passes put in there.
Man in motion, give it to him, cut back inside. Another big hit as Johnson tried to turn upfield. I think, Marcus, he would have been better off trying to go towards the move east to west and north to south there. He should have kept going towards the sideline.
It looked like he cut it up a little bit too early. He cut it up inside his blockers. Should have gone a little bit more to try to use the sideline as his help for that one. Again, Elk Grove's defense is just crazy fast right now. They're just coming aggressive. They still got a bunch of their starters in there. They're just pinning their ears back and just going for the fences right now.
3rd and 5 from their own 25. Merker out of the gun. Low snap. Handles it. It's a little screen pass, and that's good for a first down. There you go. That's complete to McConnell. McConnell's second reception of the evening. But good protection, good pass, good catch there, Marcus. That's something to work off.
Just got to keep that momentum. They had this momentum going in the first half, and then that pick 6 just took the wind out of their sails.
Yeah, they had a couple nice drives. You're right about that. They had
just try to get back into the rhythm right now.
A couple turnovers in the red zone. Oh, he's going to kill you. It looked like a false start. We'll see if there's any flags. Fumble on the play. No penalty markers down. Looked like there was movement.
They gave it to Elk Grove. It looked like Elk Grove jumped. He just got crazy penetration on that one. He was number 55. I think it's McMahon. Oh, wait.
Vela.
Yeah, Vela. sorry, just got deep penetration before any of the Sheldon guys even moved.
They got a good jump, and they're only rushing. Well, then this time they'll rush 4 off the edge. Oh. Play's called dead.
Looks like there was motion on the offensive line.
Penalty on the play. Penalties against Elk Grove.
Encroachment.
They're trying to be aggressive still, trying to come across the line.
They smell blood, Marcus.
I think there is blood in the water tonight.
Trips to the right now for Merker. Janelle in the backfield, gives to Janelle. And he gets up the line for a couple. Arnold on the stop. Arnold's an impressive player.
There's a couple savages on that defense. Janelle had a nice run on that one. It was a good hard run. Looked like he was running through the old gauntlet machine. Bunch of white jerseys he's running through right there.
3rd and 7 now as we approach the 5-minute mark here of the third. Still a good crowd on hand. Beautiful evening here in Elk Grove. Empty backfield. This is what I don't get, Marcus, because, I mean, they're going to bring the heat. They rushed 6, and it should have been caught to McConnell again on the screen pass.
Just another drop pass for Sheldon.
Number 12. Noah Tamu on the coverage.
Merker got rid of that one pretty fast. He had good set his feet, got rid of it fast before the penetration got to him. Just bounced off the hands of McConnell.
We got to figure they're going to punt here. Timeout Huskies. We'll take a break in the action as well. 4:55 left here in the third. 48-0 Elk Grove on top here on the PlayOn Sports Network.
Timeout on the field is charged.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news, information, and links to great highlights. Follow us on PlayOn Sports at both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
At Eddie Carl's Jr. in the United States, these coupons are worth $55 in food that every Sheldon teenager craves. These two are for sale at the Husky souvenir stand near the snack bar. The Husky Booster Club would like to thank our local Carl's Jr.'s located in the Bel Air Shopping Center for the generous sponsorship of our Sheldon football program.
It's like Sheldon, after the timeout, called the punt team in. High punt. Taken nicely by Merker. Merker's got a nice leg on him. So it's going to be down inside the 20 all the way down to the 15-yard line. That's a net of
It's got to be
35, 55 yards.
A night.
Yeah, that's nice.
50 yards a punt tonight.
Well, one thing's going to look good in film. It's a leg of Merker.
Last week, Sheldon struggled on their special teams. Their PATs were a little bit off. They were having trouble when they were scoring. They weren't getting the 2-point conversions or the PATs. So they got a little bit of work to do on their special teams. But their punt game has been legit.
And usually, if the one highlight out of the game is you're punting, you're going to be on the losing end of things, most likely. Run up the gut, to left tackle, I should say, by this time goes to Chef. So the youngsters, Marcus, getting some run here in the fourth, or in the third, I should say.
Yeah, he's going back to playing both ways. He was starting on the defense, now he's back on the offense, getting that good experience.
8 yards there by Chef. 2nd and 2. And the run this time up the left side, first down, all the way out to the 35.
It's Elijah Jones.
Pick up a 12.
Number 25, Jones on the carry.
We just heard the broadcast or the PA guy say they're averaging about 8 to 10 yards a carry. That was a 12-yarder. That's about normal with
If
their.
I were to guess, I'd say 8, 9.
Yeah, that's about normal with their season so far. They just rip off those long runs.
Yeah, let's see on the season.
They're getting to the line so fast and just blasting through. Quick
They're
hitting
averaging
team.
7.5 yards per carry.
That's not too bad.
How about 327 yards a game on the ground? I mean, a lot of teams would be happy to get 327 total.
Yeah.
They're getting that on the ground.
Rondez on the carry.
Rondez, another first down for the Thundering Herd. It's a well-oiled machine.
Number 55, Haggard.
Haggard on the stop.
Doesn't matter who's in it, quarterback or running back right now for Elk Grove. They're just
12-yard gain.
running the play just like it was the starters.
3 minutes left to go in the third. 48-0. Elk Grove on top. Here's Chef again. Chef tries to get outside. Penalty marker comes in.
Number 6, Shep on the carry.
Usually in the
Tackle
area
on
of a
number 7,
hold.
Tanner Johnson. There's a
And that's
penalty on
exactly
the
what
play.
it is.
Holding against Elk Grove.
That was a nice play by Taron Johnson on that play, number 7.
A good containment there on the
Yeah,
outside.
good containment, good chase.
First down, Thundering Herd.
Looked like the Herd was going to catch the edge on that one. Johnson just closed the gaps quick as could.
17.
Nice tackle out there.
Here's a pitch back. You got a new ball carrier, Marcus. Hey, not missing a beat. All the way into Sheldon territory, down to the 43-yard line. Manny Scott Anderson, the sophomore, picks up 15 on his first carry of the evening.
Made by number 1, Paul
Unbelievable. You're right. Oh, but a hold. We're going to bring it back.
But still just stepping right in their shoes, like you were saying earlier, well-oiled machine.
Well, Chris Nixon's got to get a hold of, they've had a lot of penalties, too. You
Gotta
go up against a tougher opponent, that's going to be a big factor.
Yeah, they got to settle the line down a little bit. They're starting to grab on a bit.
That marches it back another 5
So it goes
yards.
all the way back to the 35. It's going to be
Down
Must have been a spot foul.
about 1st and 22. Power I. 2 receivers to. Looks like we got another court. No, it's Scott Hall's back in there. So it's been Scott Hall and Arnold. And both of them have been spectacular. There's a pitch back to Scott Anderson. He's got some speed on him.
Everybody on Elk Grove's just got lightning quick speed. Another penalty. Looks like it may be a late hit. There's a Sheldon
It
body
did come in
laying
late,
down.
yeah.
another tackle by number 55, Haggard.
It's one of those times when Coach Nixon's just got to talk to his guys, get them settled in. Some of those guys maybe.
Ooh, personal foul.
Yeah, I think that was a late hit up there. There was a body flying in after the whistle.
That is a personal foul against Elk Grove.
Just got to get his boys settled down a little bit. No reason this late in the game with this score to be
Ball back another
Yeah,
10
no,
yards.
that's.
doing crazy penalties.
No,
late
you're
hits
right
and
about
stuff.
that. That's just shows a lack of discipline, if anything else. We got a great crew out here tonight. Brian Hassler, our producer. Victor Adams, our videographer, alongside Marcus Zamzal. I am Ben Schneider. Happy to have you with us. Thanks for sticking it out on this gorgeous Friday night. Warm. Still in the 80s, I'd say, here in Elk Grove.
Another tackle by
Little
number 7,
little breeze,
Tanner
little delta
Johnson.
breeze rolling in.
Great time of year for local sports. Got UC Davis and Sac State in action this weekend. Cal and Stanford as well. Stanford taking on USC down on the farm. It should be fun. Another penalty comes in.
There's another flag on the play.
The 5th penalty on Elk Grove just on this drive. Offsides.
Offsides on the offense.
And this is maybe where you call timeout if you're Chris Dixon and say, what the heck's going on out there, guys? Let's
Just get them to settle down a little bit.
under a minute to go in the third, and I believe we will have a running clock in the 4th.
4-yard line.
Sheldon tries to get a sub in late, but can't. Inside handoff, trying to get some of the yardage back.
10, Scott Anderson.
That was Manny Scott Anderson again, number 10 on the carry. Sophomore getting the good runs in. He's even with the penalties, he's still,
Yeah, well, and he's getting good experience.
Yeah.
Like you said.
He's getting those big, 10-yard runs also. Just stepping right in with where Parker and Frazier left off.
7 on the play makes it 3rd and 19.
Another whistle here before the 3rd and 20.
It's the end of the third quarter.
End of the third quarter, 48-0. Thundering Herd on top. You're listening to Sac-Joaquin High School Football Game of the Week on PlayOnSports.com.
Stay tuned for the PlayOn Sports post-game show, where we will select our player of the game, as well as wrap up the action from this ball game. That's coming up following the game at your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. The band and the cheerleaders are trying to get the crowd riled up a little bit. Hear the drum line in the background. They always put the wild kids on the cymbals. Cymbal guys sponsored by Red Bull.
So Elk Grove switched ends, now moving right to left on your computer screen. It'll be Scott Hall under center with Chef, and it looks like Rondez in the backfield. Split to the right is Mikey Wright. Pitch back to Rondez. Rondez goes about 15 yards before he's even touched the right seam into Husky territory down to the 53.
Great lead block by Spencer Sheff out there. He was in the up position, just got out there and got a big push on the outside guy.
So on 3rd and 20, they get 14. He's going to bring up 4th and 6 from exactly midfield. They got to get to the Huskies 44 for the first. Timeout, Sheldon. We'll take a break in the action as well. 11:26 left to go. It's been all Thundering Herd tonight. They lead 48-0 here on the Sac-Joaquin High School Football Game of the Week on the PlayOn High School Sports Network.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
Who are some of the other teams? I mean, obviously Elk Grove. Who are the other teams to look out for, Marcus, here in the Sac-Joaquin section this year?
The other one that plays in the stadium is Pleasant Grove. They're
always good.
They're another
they were
legit
good
team.
last year, at least.
Yeah, but they're always compared to the junior college teams around here. They don't compare them to the high school teams usually. They compare them to the JC teams.
They're a force.
They got some big bodies, big Division I type kids.
And the kid Armstead that's playing in Oregon this year. Was he at Elk Grove last year? Here's Rondez. He might just go to the house, folks. 30, 25, 20, 10. Nobody in front of him. Touchdown. Thundering Herd. Nathaniel Rondez goes 50 yards on the first play after the timeout for the 6th rushing touchdown of the evening for Elk Grove. Unbelievable.
Great speed by Rondez. He hit that hole just like the starters. These second string guys are falling right in the same footsteps as the starters. Rondez is a junior. He's going to be back next year. He's going to be here for the, looks like Elk Grove's going to be rolling into the playoffs. They got a lot of weapons on this Elk Grove team.
Okay, Elk Grove, Pleasant Grove. Who else should fans be looking out for here in the Sac-Joaquin section?
Nevada Union's another one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a handful. It's pretty much every. Grant's always up there. Folsom has the big spread, and they go full on pass almost every time.
Vacaville.
Yeah,
they usually have a power running game.
Del Oro. You could just go on and on.
Yeah.
If you just look at
Granite Bay.
Yeah, if you just look at Elk Grove's schedule, you're seeing a lot of the continuing playoff teams. They started off with Lincoln of Stockton, ended up switching places with them. Lincoln was ranked number 1 going into that game. Elk Grove beat up on them a little bit in the second half, shut them out completely in the second half. They've just been rolling ever since.
The athletic directors that schedule those tough games early. Why not? I mean, see what your guys have. See if they're battle tested early.
Yeah,
you schedule a couple cupcakes in the preseason, and you don't really learn anything, right?
Yeah, you don't know where you stand. You go and roll up everybody by 100 points. Doesn't get you any practice. Last week, Elk Grove was tested by Del Campo. They ended up winning in the last couple minutes of the game. They actually went to the passing game a little bit in that game. They went 11 for 147, I think.
It's not bad.
Tommy Arnold was leading them last week. Now we got a mix of Guy Hall and Arnold.
9:22 off running clock the rest of the way. Sign of mercy here finally. Yeah, I'd love to see Elk Grove take on Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, there's gonna be some good.
And they'll play later on, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Kicking for Elk Grove, Justin Singh.
Like I was saying, I think Elk Grove's taking on Granite Bay. I didn't print out their schedule for this week. I had it the first week, and it was just a meat grinder of a schedule.
Yeah.
But they've just been rolling. They've been comfortable all the way through. I think they've given up 16 points now in almost 12 quarters. It's almost 3 full games of just shutout defense.
Granite Bay, Ernie Cooper still their head coach. Great guy. I've always had a pleasant experience dealing with Ernie. He's a good football guy. How about this rush up the middle? Good positive yards there for Sheldon, and it was
Josiah K-Mac.
K-Mac.
Tackle made by number 10, Scott Anderson.
Nice.
Anderson on the stop. Looks like some second stringers in there finally for the Thundering Herd on defense.
Couple of clean white jerseys out there. K-Mac's a big boy, can roll downhill. Puts on a nice hit on the block right there.
Pass and throw there.
To number 27.
I don't have a 27 either.
From 19, Merker. Pass is good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2 now from their own 38. Merker still out of the gun. Hands it off, gets away from the first guy. Picks up a nice block. How about this? 40. Big bruising. 21. K-Mac. Where's this been all game? Down to the 25-yard line. A pickup of 37.
Nice hard run there. Got some good contact right about 5 yards into that run and just shook it off like it wasn't even there.
It's the longest play for scrimmage for Sheldon today.
Got that body going.
Run up the middle. This time, Tim Love. Junior gets his first carry of the game.
Sheldon's mixing up the running attack a little bit now. Trying to get everybody a little experience. They've had some success. They're tearing off some big 5-10 yard runs every time.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
K-Mac hit in the backfield. Stumbles towards the line of scrimmage.
By number 26.
That was Clayton Zamora on the tackle. He wasn't messing around. He was going for K-Mac's legs. He's not going to take that big body on the high. That's a smart play by Zamora.
3rd and 5 now from the 20. As K-Mac in the backfield with Merker. Merker out of the gun. Good snap. Good protection. Throws across the middle. And it was a sure thing touchdown for Noble. T-Shawn. and he just dropped it flat out.
Seems like that's been happening a little bit tonight.
And that one was right on the money.
Yeah, Merker's been throwing it right to their hands, and they're just getting a little tentative, sucking their hands in a little bit too early.
4th and 5, just a second trip of the evening of the ball game in the red zone for the Huskies. Merker out of the gun. Has his man this time complete for a first down. Nice throw and catch there to Jason Simpson, the junior. Simpson on a little go route.
Got the good first down. Established the catch. Got a nice tight establishment on the catch and turned and ran. Extra 5 yards on the carry or on the catch.
We're at 5 minutes left in the ball game. Elk Grove on top of Sheldon, 54-0. It's been all thundering herd from the get-go. A swarming tackle there made on K-Mac.
That's the way to get those big bodies down. He's a hard-running guy. They figured out that they don't want to leave home or go home tonight with a headache, so they're going after his legs a little bit, take his legs out, and just swarm. Use that swarming defense again. Love those big, hard-running running backs.
No gain on the play makes it 2nd and 10.
As an offensive guy. As a defensive guy, I didn't like it too much.
Play action. Merker running around, has some daylight, spins in, takes a big hit. How many times have I said that tonight, though?
Yeah, a couple times. Merker's showing his speed a little bit, though.
Tommy Arnold on the hit.
Yeah, Manny Scott Anderson came over, too. A couple guys got in on that one. He's going for that Steve Young style, not sliding or anything, just going in aggressive.
Back to the gun, as he's been all day, with K-Mac in the backfield. 2 receivers, 2's right, 2 to the left. Snap's good. Going to go to the fade. Corner of the end zone, not a chance.
That's intended for number 80.
Intended for Simpson.
That's the right idea, going for that corner route. They got a little bit of space. They're starting to run out of plays, though. He put a little bit too much mustard on that one. He threw it out.
4th and 7.
Elk Grove brings up 4th and 7.
You're almost pulling for Sheldon to get a score here. Just give these fans something to cheer about. And the post pattern.
That one just got away from him. You
For
can see the heartbreak on his body language.
Try to go back to Simpson. That one wasn't even close. Got the one-on-one coverage they were looking for.
A little frustration.
But it's almost like Simpson and Merker were on different pages there. I think Simpson was running the post, and
yeah, should have been
Merker
a
thought
little
he
bit
was
of a
running
deeper
the
route.
corner.
Yeah. Late in the evening like this, the ball starts to get a little bit slippery too. May have slipped out of his hand.
Well, it's time to start thinking about player of the game. We can get an interview up here. Oh, it looked like Sheldon jumped on it. Ball's still loose. Yeah, Sheldon has it. How about that?
Number 6, Chef on the carry. There was a
That was
fumble
number
on the
6,
play.
Chef, on the
Fumble,
carry.
yeah.
He just saw that green grass, wasn't holding on the ball hard enough. Got a little too lax as he was coming through.
Sheldon
He
recovers
saw a
the
lot of
fumble.
green grass. He busted off, 14 yards before that ball popped out.
First down,
Didn't look
Huskies
like
from the
anybody
Elk
even
Grove
hit him. He just slipped
45-yard
out.
line.
So one play and a turnover. Second turnover committed by the Elk Grove tonight. Remember, they fumbled their first play from scrimmage.
Number 3, Devon Holmes on the carry.
Holmes on the carry for 2. We're at a minute left, folks.
Arnold. Number 45, Acuna.
Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show. We'll select the player of the game as well as wrap up the action from this ball game. that's coming up following the game at your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Pass intended for number 8, Noble.
Trying to go to Noble. Incomplete. Just got a couple more plays left. Going back to that corner. Oh, did he get it? Touchdown, Huskies. How about that? 24-yard pass and catch. Who got it?
Number 27.
27. The mystery man.
Oh, I was going to say Tim Love, he's 28.
We don't have a 27 listed. Could have been somebody they brought up from JV. He's fired up about it. And that's the end of the game. So Sheldon, for 59 minutes and 40 seconds, didn't have much to show for, but nice to see them end on a good note. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to stay tuned to the PlayOnSports.com for our postgame coverage. We'll wrap up all the action in our postgame show, and we'll have an interview with our player of the game. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Once again, the Thundering Herd have defeated the Huskies of Sheldon by a score of 54-6 on Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Do you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Do a mic check. Say your name.
Trevor Harrow.
Okay, we hear you. Cool. Let us know when we're ready to rock and roll. And welcome back to the PlayOn Sports Network post-game show, where our Sac-Joaquin game of the week, and it wasn't much of a contest today as Elk Grove takes care of Sheldon 54-6. We're here with our player of the game, a senior, number 9, Trevor Harrow, had 28 tackles coming into tonight. How many do you think you had today?
I'm not sure. Probably like 7 or something.
7 or so. So that puts you in the mid-30s range. Talk about that defense, because I've been doing high school football for a while. It's been a long time since I've seen a team wrap up as good as you guys do, hit as hard as you guys do. Very disciplined on defense. Just talk about that defensive unit as a whole.
Oh, our defense, we aren't the biggest defense, so we try to make up for that with our speed and, how we fly around, how we wrap up, just the other things, the little things. We just try and play the same way every game. We practice hard. We know that we're the littler guys, so we have to make up for it in different ways,
Excellent. Good answer. Now, when you play a team like Sheldon, you guys are from the same city. You guys know a lot of each other. Did you think that it was going to be like this, or do you think that it was going to be a little bit closer of a game? Did you see something in film that you guys knew that you could exploit from them?
Well, we had scrimmaged them a while back over the summer, so we knew how they're a good team. We didn't think it'd be this good, but we were confident for the win. We were expecting to win. We didn't think it'd be this good, but we came out, played how we should, and got the W.
Now, Arnold and Scott Hall, have they been splitting time throughout the season? I noticed that they both have very few passes on the year. What's the plan on that? Is it you guys going to keep platooning that, or you waiting for one guy to kind of show that he's going to be your leader, or what's your guys' approach there at the quarterback position?
Well, they're both great players, so they bring different things to the table. Guy, he can really get loose with his feet. He's a great runner. Tommy's a real good pocket passer. We just use him for different scenarios. We don't think anyone's better than the other. We just use our players as we have them.
Okay, great. Another good answer. Talk about Frazier and Parker back there rushing for you guys. I mean, that's a thunder and lightning, man. That's a dynamic duo.
Man, they're just the best running backs I played with ever. They just run so hard. They got great cuts. They just come ready every game.
What's it like to play for Coach Nixon?
It's great. Coach Nixon's a great coach. He's real respectful. He works with the team real good. He shows everybody the respect they need. I love playing for him.
How about that pick six by Frazier? It looked like Sheldon was driving there a little bit. You were only up by a couple scores, but you got the pick six. He returns it 90 yards, and it was smooth sailing from there on. Talk about what you saw on that play, what Frazier saw, and just kind of how that play kind of changed the momentum of the game.
Well, Frazier's always been a lockdown corner. He's real fast. He's real good with his feet. So, once he just makes a good, play on the ball, and then once he gets the ball, man, it's hard to catch him. So.
No, he's quick. Yeah, you're right about that. Talk about Nevada Union next week. What's the game plan
Nevada
there?
Union, man, they're a great team. First home game. We plan to, really get a challenge. We're ready, though. We're ready to step up to anybody. We plan to go undefeated. We have confidence like that. Nevada Union is a great program. They're always going to, come and give us a game no matter what. So, we got to practice hard, just come out and do our thing.
Great. Excellent. Our player of the game, Trevor Harlow, the senior, he says 7. We're going to say about 10 tackles tonight. With that stout defense, he only gave up the one touchdown there at the very end. 54-6 of champions. Good. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
We'll be back to wrap up the PlayOn Sports postgame show right after this.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And welcome back to Sheldon Pleasant Grove Community Stadium on the PlayOnSports.com postgame show. I'm Ben Schneider alongside the one and only, the true power of Tower, the man that brought all the necessary analysis tonight, Marcus Zimzow. Thanks again, man. It's been a pleasure working with you. Just kind of wrapping up these final thoughts on today's game. Oh, are we still on the camera? Oh, I didn't know we were still on camera. I thought that was just for the interview.
We got to have our pretty faces on.
Oh, okay. Well, just final thoughts for the game. I had no idea.
Yeah, I don't think Sheldon had too much idea. They were coming into that meat grinder tonight. Elk Grove just got into the flow, and they just were unstoppable. They showed their speed. They were talking about all year, all during the preseason, how fast Elk Grove is this year. Elk Grove's fast. Elk Grove's fast. They're not the biggest team on the planet, but they just move. They play really, really well as a team.
I think they surprised even themselves. I mean, we talked to Trevor, and he said, they scrimmaged Sheldon earlier this year, and he didn't expect it to be like that. I mean, you never think you're going to blow out a team, but I think that they even surprised themselves a little bit tonight.
Yeah, I think so. They just took advantage of every opportunity they had. They didn't make any mistakes and just rolled with it all night long.
And you made a good point, too, during the game, too. You said that, they weren't the fastest, they weren't the biggest, but they make it up for fundamentals and good coaching. And that goes a long way, especially at this level.
Yeah, Elk Grove has a lot of really good coaches. They have a lot of experience. A lot of guys have been around, around the program for years and years and years. I went to school there back in '91, and there's still some coaches there that coached me when I was in high school.
See, that's good. See, that you get the stability there. That's excellent.
They have the community support. And just the people that want to stay around that program.
A lot of fun. My first trip out to Sheldon High School is great atmosphere here. You kind of get that small town feel out here, and I had a really good time. So any final thoughts before we wrap things up?
Elk Grove's got another big challenge next week. They're going to be playing against Nevada Union. Very similar style teams.
Yeah.
Not the biggest teams ever, but they're just really aggressive. We watched Nevada Union play in a scrimmage earlier this year during the preseason, and they're very similar. Not big, but fast and just flow like crazy to the ball. Another really good, good defensive team, real aggressive. Use the team defense.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see.
Same
I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that one, definitely. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up from Sheldon Pleasant Grove Community Stadium. We'd like to thank you for joining us here on PlayOnSports.com coverage of Friday Night Football from Elk Grove, California. Be sure to check PlayOnSports.com for information and links to our upcoming broadcasts. For our producer, Brian Hassler, our videographer, Victor Adams, and for my color commentator, Marcus Zimzow, I am Ben Schneider saying thanks so long for choosing to spend your Friday night with us on our next destination for high school sports and Friday Night Football, PlayOnSports.com. Good night, everybody.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.